Ladies and gentlemen, West Bengal's Sandeshkhali is making headlines ever since the ED team was attacked by Trinamool Congress goons. But what emerged today has shamed entire humanity. In a special investigation by Republic Bangla, women of Sandeshkhali narrated spine-chilling ordeal alleging systemic sexual exploitation by Trinamool Congress goons. Ladies and gentlemen, the heart of this entire story is about a man called Sheikh Shahjahan, who's been reported by not only by the central agencies but also local authorities. But what has essentially happened is this. For over a period of time, not a single person would raise a voice against this man called Sheikh Shahjahan. And if you remember, when the Enforcement Directorate had reached the doorsteps of Sheikh Shahjahan, it was he who called a mob of 1,000 people. Thereafter, the Enforcement Directorate and the others came under attack of this very mob. But tonight, the focus is all about the misdeeds of Sheikh Shahjahan, who's been reported multiple times. But today, what is essentially happening is that it appears that some sort of a protection has been given. Who exactly is giving protection to Sheikh Shahjahan? Why exactly is he really running away from the central agencies? And if at all, the government essentially says that there is nothing against him, then why exactly is he hiding? Why is he underground? These are some basic questions that many are asking tonight. But there, ladies and gentlemen, once again, a major uprising that we are witnessing in the state of West Bengal. And the question that many would ask, what really happens to those, especially women activists who time and again have spoken about several such misdeeds in other parts of the country, but today are completely silent on what's really happening in the state of West Bengal. First, take a look at this detailed report, and then we take you through exclusive news break coming in with regards to the connection of Sheikh Shahjahan to a drug cartel.
Sandeshkhali is making headlines once again. This time over alleged systemic sexual exploitation against women by TMC goons. Speaking exclusively to Republic Bangla, women of Sandeshkhali narrated their spine-chilling ordeal.
পার্টির লোকেরা আগে এসে দেখে যাবে যে কোন বাড়ির বউটা দেখতে সুন্দর, কে কম বয়সী। এইবার তার ঘুমকি চলে আসবে, তোমার বাড়ির বউ তুমি ছেড়ে দাও, তুমি স্বামী হতে পারো কিন্তু তোমার কোনো অধিকার নেই। মানে নিয়ে চলে যাবে রাতের পর রাত, একদিনের জন্য না, যতক্ষণ তাদের নাম মন পড়বে ততক্ষণ তোমার কিন্তু রেহাই নেই।
Soon after Republic's news break, Union Minister Smriti Irani has taken stock and condemned the lawless under CM Mamata.
These are the women of Sandeshkhali who are crying out for help, for protection. Mamata Banerjee-led is known for the genocide of Hindus. That she will now allow her men to pick out Hindu young married women to be raped night after night in the TMC office cannot be articulated in mere words.
The National Commission for Women has also taken cognizance of the incident and will send a team to probe the incident tomorrow. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Let's also now take you through an exclusive news break that's coming in, talking about this man called Sheikh Shahjahan, who's been under the shadow of the central agencies in the Russian scam that is being probed. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we get you another angle that is being probed. That is Sheikh Shahjahan's alleged drug cartel link. In fact, we've got more details that have been uncovered where Trinamool Congress conveners Sheikh Shahjahan's drug connection has emerged. A drug consignment that was coming in from Jebel Ali to Kolkata was seized back in the year 2022. 72 packets weighing 40 kilograms of heroin was seized by the DRI. In fact, the consignment was in the name of Sariful Enterprises, and Sariful Enterprises received 2 lakh rupees from a group called Rintu Enterprise. ED probe has now revealed that the money that came in to Sabina Enterprises was actually linked to Sheikh Shah Jahan. Now, Sheikh Shah Jahan, who is not only being probed in the ration scam, now we are given to understand is under the scanner as far as this drug consignment that was seized by the DRI. The Enforcement Directorate has already carried out a probe back in 2021. They have also been able to establish the fact that there is a group, a company that has been linked to Sheikh Shah Jahan, who had made the payment for this particular consignment. Let me quickly go across to our senior editor from Republic Bangla Newsroom, who's joining us on this broadcast, getting us more details. What is really emerging right now, Moyuk, is with regards to a major uprising in Sandeshkhali. Women are now out in public talking about what's really happening in Sandeshkhali, which wasn't spoken all this while everyone knew what was happening in Sandeshkhali. Tonight, we're also taking our viewers through some of the details that are coming in with regards to another aspect that hasn't been covered as yet. Republic here is exposing the drug connection link that has now emerged. It is out in the papers that have been probed by the Enforcement Directorate. Why don't you take our viewers through some of the details? How exactly does this become important just a day before this matter is going to be heard in the Calcutta High Court tomorrow?
Well, Shaman, as you said, that this time the drug cartel link, and you named one of the enterprises, that is the Sariful Enterprises, Purbakanda in Sandeshkhali. Let me quickly remind our viewers that this Sandeshkhali is the place where Shah Jahan used to run his terror land, his terror cartel, and this is the very place where ED officers, they went for a raid. ED officers went to summon Sheikh Shah Jahan and to question Sheikh Shah Jahan and to raid his house regarding the ration scam. Many of the villagers, many of the sources have time and again said that Shah Jahan not only was involved with the ration scam, but he was involved with all the illegal activities. In fact, we have people on air saying that Sheikh Shah Jahan used to distribute money, Sheikh Shah Jahan used to distribute arms, and he used to run an illegal hooch racket. Now, after this confession by villagers that he used to run an illegal hooch racket, Sheikh Shah Jahan's cartel coming in the limelight is one of the biggest agenda stories right now, because of the fact that this was a hush-hush matter in and across Sandeshkhali. But for the first time, very first time, Republic Bangla is Republic Network is doing this story, and they are specifically saying that this is one of the biggest revelation after the woman torture angle. Smriti Irani has done an entire press conference on the torture angle, because Sheikh Shah Jahan used to terrorize the villagers in Sandeshkhali village. Sandeshkhali is an island block in North 24 Parganas. The Indo-Bangladesh border is near to this place, but the fact that it is one of the biggest drug cartel stories right now. We have some information like in 2022, September, DRI searched and examined a container at one of the CFS in Kolkata. It's in Khidirpur and Holdia, and from there, this entire consignment was seized, and time and again, this Sariful, the name of Sariful has been under radar along with Rintu Enterprise. Sheikh Shah Jahan used to run many shell companies, and most importantly, Sheikh Shah Jahan was the one who was in charge. That is what we are getting in from sources. Time and again, we have confirmed from our sources that Sheikh Shah Jahan was the one who used to siphon money of top influential leaders, including the leaders who are in jail, the Trinamool leaders. So now, whether it's a question that whether drug money was used in ration scam and ration scam drug money both were used in the recruitment scam, and the whole thing has a connection with TMC leaders or not, that is one of the biggest questions right now. Shawan.
One quick question that I would like to take from you, Mayuk, is with regards to the major uprising that we are witnessing in Sandeshkhali right now. What is it that the government really has to say? Because all this while we were hearing that all accused in this particular case have been arrested. But the fact of the matter is that Sheikh Shah Jahan is underground, hasn't really responded to the summons that have been sent by the central agencies too. A quick recap for all our viewers who are tuning in right now, just to understand how important it is for Sheikh Shah Jahan to be interrogated by the central agencies right now.
Well, Shravan, today also Sheikh Shah Jahan's lawyer, they pleaded for an immunity of Sheikh Shah Jahan, and they pleaded for not taking any coercive action. They said that Shah Jahan can appear before the court, Shah Jahan can appear before the Enforcement Directorate authorities if there's a order that no coercive action will be taken against Sheikh Shah Jahan. Sheikh Shah Jahan will get an immunity from arrest. But the point is that Enforcement Directorate is still trying to get in touch with Sheikh Shah Jahan. There are 3 summons that have been already issued. He has dodged all the 3 summons. Most importantly, there is an FIR of assaulting the Enforcement Directorate authorities, the Central Force, and most importantly, the riot-like situation that happened in Sandeshkhali when the Enforcement Directorate officers went there. So Shah Jahan is still a fugitive, and this fugitive has several allegations against this fugitive and his allies, his aides. So basically, Shah Jahan not only is involved in financial crime, but along with that, he is involved in serious crimes which are punishable under Indian Penal Code, and some of the sections are actually non-bailable sections. So it's the onus of Sheikh Shah Jahan's arrest also lies with the state administration, Mamata Banerjee's administration, because every time Mamata Banerjee or the Home Minister of Bengal, Ms. Mamata Banerjee, cannot blame ED, CBI for all the things that is happening here because of the fact that the state police, the state administration is doing nothing, maybe to catch Sheikh Shah Jahan and book him with relevant sections after the confession of villagers and especially women in Sandeshkhali.
Well, thank you very much, Moik, for getting us the latest details. In fact, we'll be watching this very closely. This matter also comes up before the Calcutta High Court tomorrow. We'll be tracking this very closely. Shifting focus now to a story that almost more than a year ago, ladies and gentlemen, Republic TV had highlighted the plight of our veterans back in Qatar. Some good news have now come in after the Indian government's relentless diplomatic efforts have borne fruit as Qatar has freed 8 ex-Navy veterans jailed in the espionage charges back in the year 2022. 7 of them are back in India after 18 months of jail in Qatar. A lot of questions essentially were also being asked as to why exactly they were detained, and for the family members, it was one of the most difficult moments that they've ever witnessed in their lives. We had spoken to the family members of the Navy veterans in the last few months to highlight their plight. The government all this while has been maintaining that they've been doing all that is required to bring back our Navy veterans. And in fact, late last night, even the family members were not aware that they were finally freed. And once they boarded the flight, that's when the family members got to know. Take a look at this report.
18 months of diplomatic efforts, months of legal battle with Qatar, and relentless coverage by Republic TV. 7 of the 8 Navy veterans are back home.
We have waited almost 18 months to be back in India. We're extremely grateful to the Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji. It certainly wouldn't have been possible without his personal intervention and that equation with the Emir of Qatar.
Falsely arrested in espionage case in 2022 and sentenced to death in 2023. Republic led the coverage from the front to bring back our heroes.
Till now, we are the government is we know that the government is doing a lot to repatriate, but still it should be acting more fastly so that all these 8 officers, they are Navy veterans, and they should be immediately repatriated to India.
Navy veterans को जिस प्रकार से वापस लाया गया, वो भारत सरकार के विशेष प्रयासों का एक नतीजा है। घर वापसी और राष्ट्र के साथ साथ विश्व भर में हिंदुस्तानी कहीं भी रहे, उनके हितों का संरक्षण करना ये नरेंद्र भाई की प्राथमिकता रही है। और कतर से जो लौटे हैं भारत, उन नेवी वेटरन्स का हम सब कृतज्ञता की भावना से स्वागत करते हैं।
From mobilizing all diplomatic channels, PM meeting the Emir of Qatar on the sidelines of the COP28 summit in Dubai, to getting consular access to the 8 Indian Navy personnel and keeping the kin of veterans informed, Modi diplomacy has paid off in a big way. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Well, just ahead of that big event that's going to take place in UAE, Republic TV has now spoken to the Indian envoy to UAE, Sanjay Sudhir. Listen into that exclusive conversation that senior editor Sucharita had a short while back.
Sir, we are cultural partners, we are trade partners. You think the world is looking at the India-UAE ties, how they've transformed in the last few years?
See, whenever there's something spectacular, people watch it. Countries also watch. Right. So when India signs CEPA within 3 months, most countries cannot imagine how this can be done, but it has been done. The kind of things which we have done in other areas is also something which for people to watch. I mean, we work together in UN Security Council. We have come together on the I2U2 platform. We were again together in G20, where we invited the UAE as a special invitee. One of the outcomes of G20 Leaders Summit was the IMEC, announcement on IMEC, where India and UAE are the first 2 countries in that mega, I would say, intercontinental infrastructure project.
So one last question. They say there are few steps in personal chemistry make us take giant strides in diplomatic efforts. Do you think you see that between the 2 leaders today, UAE and India?
I think if you look at the transformation in our relationship, that's a proof of that. Yes. Because once there is personal trust, you're already, crossing so many barriers. You don't have to think about so many things, in the sense that things just happen when friends, when brothers talk to each other. Decision making is always very quick. It is the same between our leaders, and as a result between our countries.
So looking forward to a grand event, a grand Alan Modi and the inauguration of the temple, and you've been at the helm of all the entire arrangements. So all the best to you, and we look forward to it.
And I'm supported by a very able team of mine here at the embassy, and also full support from our ministry in Delhi, as well as the authorities here.
Ladies and gentlemen, shifting focus now to a story that has been developing over the last 24 to 48 hours. This is coming in from Uttarakhand's Haldwani, which witnessed large-scale violence just about a few days ago. At least 4 were reported dead. Policemen were injured and public property was torched. Republic's investigating team on the ground has been reporting on this matter, and in an exclusive, our team also spoke to the eyewitnesses, which only goes on to indicate whether at all this was completely pre-planned or not. An indication that has already come in from the district magistrate, but now listen in to these bone-chilling first-hand testimonies.
सर, मेरे ऊपर पत्थर ही पड़ा है, तभी मेरे चोट लगी है, 7 टाँके आए हैं। ये तो हेलमेट पहन रखा था, तब आए हैं 7 टाँके। हम मशीन लेके गए थे यहाँ से, हम मशीन लेके पहुँचे थे यहाँ से 4:30 बजे विभाग पहुँच गए थे नगर निगम से 4:40 पे हम वहाँ पहुँच गए थे जहाँ हमें जाना था। उससे पहले ही उन्होंने बैरियर लगा रखे थे। जब बैरियर लगा रखे थे तो हमने मशीन अपनी वहाँ बंद कर दी। बंद करी, उन्होंने उल्टे सीधे अश्लील बातें बोलनी चालू कर दी, गाली देनी चालू कर दी। हमने डर के लिए मशीन अपनी पीछे ले ली थोड़ी। मैंने कहा कोई पता नहीं है इनका, क्या कर दें। हमें बहुत ही डर लग गया था उसी टाइम, जिस टाइम उन्होंने
ये बात आपने क्या जो नगर निगम के वहाँ पे अधिकारी थे उनसे बताई आपने? वो
सर, नगर निगम के सब पीछे से थे ना, आगे हमारी मशीन थी, पहले हमारी मशीन थी, उसके पीछे से नगर निगम वाले थे।
तो आपने जब वहाँ पर जो स्ट्रक्चर था उसको जब ढाने की कोशिश की, जब काम आपने शुरू किया, उसके बाद पत्थरबाजी शुरू हुई, या आपके पहुँचने के बाद जब उन्होंने जैसे भी देखा, देखते के साथ डर से पत्थरबाजी शुरू की?
सर, जैसे यहाँ से हम गए थे तब वहाँ हमने पहुँचने के बाद उन्होंने हमारी मशीन पर उत्पीड़न चालू कर दिया। हमारी मशीन पहले ही, जहाँ हमें पहुँचना था उससे पहले ही उत्पीड़न चालू कर दिया। इतने में ही पुलिस आ गई पीछे से, पुलिस ने उन सबको हटा दिया। हटाने के बाद हम वहाँ पहुँच गए जहाँ हमें जाना था। जाने के बाद पहला ही बूम रखा था हमने, बकेट जिसे बोलते हैं, पहले ही बकेट रखा था। बकेट रखते ही उन्होंने पथराव चालू कर दिया हमारे ऊपर। पथराव चालू किया, हम मशीन छोड़ के आ गए अपनी, हम नहीं चलाएंगे मशीन, हमने ऐसा बोल दिया। एसडीएम सर ने हमारे चारों तरफ पुलिस लगा दी, बोले तुम्हें कुछ नहीं होगा, उसकी जिम्मेदारी मेरी है। हम चारों तरफ हमारे पुलिस लगी थी, पथराव बंद हो गया था। एसडीएम सर ने जो कहा वो कर दिया। उसके बाद हमने तोड़ा, जो अतिक्रमण था उसे तोड़ दिया हमने। तोड़ने के बाद
वो कितना परसेंट टूटा है? अभी तक कुछ लोग बता रहे हैं कि वो जो है 60% टूटा है, कुछ लोग बता रहे हैं कि वो 30% टूट पाया, कुछ लोग बता रहे हैं पूरा टूट पाया, क्योंकि आप वहाँ पे आई विटनेस है, आपने सब कुछ देखा वहाँ पर ग्राउंड पे। कितना पार्ट टूटा है?
पार्ट टूटा है, जर्जर कर दिया हमने सारा, एक तरफ का तोड़ दिया है, 2 कमरे बचे हैं, 2 कमरों को जर्जर कर दिया है, लेंटर सारा गिरा दिया है, और लेंटर के बाद एक साइड की दीवारें रह गई हैं, जो बाहर गली की साइड की दीवारें हैं वो दीवारें रह गई थी।
तकरीबन 80% के आसपास का जो एरिया है वो
80% आसपास गिर गया है, जर्जर सारा कर दिया है। कोई भी अगर उसके अंदर जाता है तो कोई पता नहीं किस समय गिर जाएगा।
मुझे ये बताइए कि वहाँ पे किस तरफ से जो पत्थरबाजी की गई वो किस तरफ से की गई? दोनों तरफ से की गई। हम गए हैं वहाँ पे, वो जो सड़क है और जो थाना है, थाना के इस साइड भी घर है और दाएं तरफ और बाएं तरफ दोनों तरफ घर है ना?
सर चारों तरफ से पत्थरबाजी की गई थी, लेडी से बच्चे बुरखे वाली सब पत्थरबाजी कर रहे थे। वहाँ 8-8 साल के बच्चे थे जो पत्थरबाजी कर रहे थे वहाँ पे।
अच्छा, मुझे ये बताइए कि आप भी उस जेसीबी के साथ थे, एक जेसीबी आप भी चला रहे थे। वहाँ पे टोटल 4 जेसीबी जो है वो डिप्लॉय की गई थी, जिसमें से एक जेसीबी बाहर निकल कर आ गई। एक जेसीबी का पार्ट आप भी थे।
हाँ जी सर।
क्या हुआ वहाँ?
सर जैसे हमने पहला बकेट ही रखा था तो पथराव तो हमारे ऊपर चालू हो ही गया था, लेकिन पुलिस विभाग का इतना शुक्र है कि उन्होंने हमारी सेफ्टी के लिए पूरी तरफ से पुलिस लगा दी। हमने तोड़ भी दिया सर। तोड़ने के बाद जब हम वापस आ रहे थे उसके बाद फिर पथराव हुआ हमारे पे। जब हमारी मशीनें पीछे रह गई, पीछे से एकदम से भीड़ इतनी इकट्ठी होके आई कि हमें मशीनें वहीं छोड़नी पड़ गई और अपनी जान बचाकर भागना पड़ा।
तो आप कैसे आए भागकर वहाँ से? क्या पुलिस के साथ आए, किसके साथ आए? अकेले भागकर आए?
नहीं सर, मैं पुलिस के साथ आया।
अच्छा, मुझे ये बताइए कि वो जो भीड़ थी वहाँ पे, वो आगजनी किस वक्त स्टार्ट हुई?
सर आगजनी तो जब मैं मशीन से उतरा हूँ उसके 5 मिनट बाद ये भैया बता रहे थे कि 5 या 2 मिनट बाद ये वहाँ खड़े थे, तो उन्होंने मेरी वाली जो मशीन थी उसमें आग शुरू में ही लगा दी थी। जैसे मैं उतरा हूँ उसके तुरंत बाद मेरी मशीन में आग लग गई थी।
Well, that's all that we could pack in this edition of This Is Exclusive.